Hi guys, welcome to my preview of Arsenal's game against Watford. Um, Last game of the season, and it's been a very long um, weird season with plenty of dramas. Um, it's been a season like no other, and despite the pandemic and the threat of not being able to complete this season, the organisers have managed to get it back on and completed, um, which is a credit to them. And they managed to do it safely as well. Um, for Arsenal, it looked to be at the start a promising season, especially after the transfer window we had. Um, but quickly we found out that this was going to be probably it's one of the worst seasons we've ever had. Um, Certainly the worst season I've ever seen from Arsenal. Um, Three managers have been gone. Uh, Three managers have taken charge. Um, Dressing room unrest, dramas both on and off the pitch, shocking performances, leading to our worst ever points total and our worst position, I think, in ever since the Premier League has started. Um, First time we've been out the top six in 25 odd years. And just if this doesn't show the owners, the board, that something now needs to be done and that change needs to happen and investment is needed, then I don't know what will. And I definitely, we definitely don't know what will at all. Because it's quite clear that investment is needed. Um, and along with investment, we also need time, because this ain't going to be an easy fix. This ain't going to be just fixed next year. I believe now we do have the right man in place, Mikel Arteta, but we have to give him time, uh, as well as investment, so he can get the players he wants, get rid of the players he doesn't need, and implement his ideas and philosophy and style of play on the team. The team seem to respond to how he wants things to happen, and the fact that despite we've had the season we've had, the fact we're in an FA Cup final um, just shows how unbelievable Mikel Arteta has been in such a dire situation. In terms of the game itself, for us, it means nothing. It doesn't mean a lot at all. Yeah, so, but for Watford, it means everything. They're in that bottom three. They know if they lose, um, they'll be relegated. The only other results, I think, need other results to go their way. So they're not going to hold back. They're going to absolutely go for it. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. They have to. But for us, our focus is not on this game. It's on the FA Cup final in a week's time. So it leaves us, does Arteta play the usual lineup or try and rest those players for the FA Cup final? For me, I wouldn't want to take a risk. I mean, we saw what happened in the first 20 minutes against Man City. And I don't want that happening against Watford. I know if we end up playing our strongest team, someone is going to end up injured. Right? I just know it. So, so I think we need to use the what we've got as a squad, and also give the ones that are not in contention for a place in the final a chance. Let them go out there and say to them, "You go out there and put a performance in. Put a performance in, and I'll consider you for the final." Because I don't think every position is secure. He's got an idea of who he wants to play, but it's not guaranteed. And I'm sure that if someone has an absolutely outstanding game against Watford, he could consider them. So, yeah. With that, I'm going to get into the lineup I would like to see. And it's going to be a very much changed lineup. So, in goal, after what happened with Leno, I don't want the same happening to Martinez. So I'd put Matt Macy in. Yeah, no dramas there. That way we save Martinez from possibly, and though unlikely, possibly picking up an injury. On the right wing, right wing back, I'd play Cedric because he's cup tied, so he's not going to be able to play in the FA Cup final anyway. So the back three, I would play. Mustafi's out injured, so I'd play Socrates, Rob Holding, and Kolasinac. Left wing back, Saka, since I don't really want to play Tierney. I don't even want to play Saka even, but Saka, there is another option that we can use for the FA Cup final, if need be, on the wing. In the middle, Torreira and Joe Willock, because they're not the main options in midfield. I think the main options for our midfield at the minute, and the ones getting ahead of them are Xhaka and Tobias. Then I would play I'd play Reece Nelson, and Nketiah in the middle, and who's on the left? Who's on the left? In fact, I'd move Saka and put him on the left. put Nelson on the right, and Ketia in the middle, and then at left wing back I'd put Maitland-Niles, as we don't have as so that way, because we don't have enough. I can't find anyone else we could put there that, especially Arteta, will use. I won't want to use Ozil. People could say that there's Ozil there that you could use, but if we ain't used him since the restart, then why are we going to use him now? Right? And even then, I don't trust him with perform even against Watford. So yeah, so like I said, I'd put Maitland-Niles as left wing back, Saka on the left wing, and Nketiah in the middle, and Reece Nelson on the right. And then you've got options on the bench to rest any key players you might want to use for the final. Because despite the fact you want Saka, Maitland-Niles in the final, we're going to have to use some of the players that we need in the final because we have not got the squad. Simple as that. So yeah, though this is a nothing game, I know it means a lot more to Watford than us. I do not want the same performance we had against Aston Villa, right? Because that was appalling, right? Yeah, so I want the same. I don't mind if the fact that we went and played 110%, but Watford played the absolute game in their lives and they still won the game, right? But performances like Aston Villa's was shocking, especially from players that want to try and get into the final and know they need to fight for their place if they want to be in that final. So yeah, so after a topsy-turvy season, we're now coming to the end. I predict we'll win 3-1. And it brings a close a dramatic, horrible season for Arsenal Football Club, and one that shows we need vast improvements literally everywhere. So yeah, let me know in the comments below whether you agree with the lineup or not. Smash a like on the video, and if you're new around here, subscribe. Yeah, and I'll be back with a review to the Watford game on Monday, I believe. I should have time on Monday. Finally, now everything's starting to relax in terms of hospital schedules and stuff like that. So yeah, as always, thanks for your continued support. And yeah, like always, share the content and everything. So yeah, until then, stay safe, stay well, take care.